All right. Welcome to the WA Landcare Network's website Landcare Expertise Exchange training. Before I get started, I would like to acknowledge that I live and work on Binjarab Noongar Budja, and I would like to pay my respects to elders past and present. I extend a deep respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that are with us today. Please feel free to acknowledge the country that you are on in the chat function. My name is Vanessa Slater and I am the Landcare Expertise Exchange Facilitator, or LEAF for short, for the WA Landcare Network. And I have over 20 years of experience in agriculture, natural resource management and the Landcare and environmental sectors. And I've been with WALN since May last year. My role is the very first of its kind across Australia. Since May last year, I've been working closely with the website creators to create new content and transfer data from the old website for the new and improved WALN website, which includes an interactive portal for the community called the Landcare Expertise Exchange, or LE for short. I would like to also welcome Eve Holohan, who is our WALN Member Services Manager, who's also here today. Excellent. So today, these are the sections we're going to be going through today. You don't have to stay for the whole presentation, but feel free to join us for as long as you'd like. This session will be recorded for future reference, so you can come back should you need to find any extra details. Section 1 will be going through the Landcare Expertise Exchange training, and then Section 2 will show you how to become a member through the website. Section 3 will show all the new website features, and Section 4 we will go through the rest of the website that we haven't covered in the previous sections. So what is the Landcare Expertise Exchange? This portal is the very first of its kind in Australia. The LE was created in response to the gap left by community Landcare coordinators. In the early 2000s, there were over 70 community Landcare coordinators scattered across the state working with communities to achieving Landcare goals. This period of time was highly successful, with millions of dollars worth of trees, fencing, sustainable agriculture and biodiversity protection occurring across the landscape. These positions were hosted by local governments, and at the time, all of these positions were externally funded through the federal funding of the Natural Heritage Trust, which generally lasted about 3 years at a time. As with all external funding, eventually that flow of money ran out, and that forced the local governments to either pick up the cost of the positions that they were hosting or let the positions go. Unfortunately, very few of these local governments continued with these positions. So in 2026, there are only a handful of Landcare officers left across WA, which leaves a huge skills gap and a hole in the state's Landcare network and the support for our landholders to continue to build on the great work that's happened in the early 2000s. In this image, we have one of our remaining Landcare officers, Ella Masep, and the Executive Officer, Sally Williams, from the Katanning Landcare, showing one of the community projects that were presented at WALN's 2025 Landcare Gathering. So, what is the aim of the LE? The aim of the LE is to fill this gap in the sector through building a resource and a community for people in the Landcare, coast care and environmental sectors, where information and experiences can be shared. The LE portal is seen as a way of moving forward and connecting with the community and people who are working on the ground. We see this as the beginning of the evolution of the movement by engaging with different demographics through the creation of a space for conversations and interactions to occur. Again, this is something that's never been done before, where physical location is no longer a barrier to finding solutions to local issues. People have access to the expertise from all around Western Australia. And if the collective don't know or don't have a solution, then the LEAF, myself, we'll do the research to help find potential solutions. Questions from the lead will also be promoted in our social media, and information that is found will have a new resource created and stored in the resources library. So the success of this interactive portal lies with the users of the website and ultimately the members of WALN. The portal is your asset where you can ask any questions of the Brains Trust, who are the members of your network. Here you can learn and share your expertise and personal experiences with people from all over the state. The Lee also functions as a central connection point where conversations from our many members' events and activities will take place. It is our members' own space to engage and share and exchange their experiences as well as their expertise. We will now go through a live demonstration on how to post and comment on the Lee. I invite you to grab another device and jump on the website and come on a journey with us. If you're not a member, then you'll not be able to go through the whole way, but just follow my lead as far as you can. And when you are a member, then you can have access to all of these wonderful resources. I will show you how to become a member after the lead tour. But before we go live, you'll need to create a login onto the website if you haven't already done so. So once you're in the website, this is how you create a login. So you click in the sign in and this login will prompt up and you sign up and create a new account. The members toolbox shows you your membership status and account details and has direct links to where you can interact more deeply in our website. If you're not an approved member yet, the membership status will state none. So under this area here, we'll have none until you have been approved and activated. You'll also not have any access to the member services at this point, and these buttons here won't show. So let's do the live. All right. First, we go enter through our acknowledgement to the First Nation. And then we jump on the Get Involved and Landcare Expertise Exchange. Now, you'll see this is the banner for Landcare Expertise Exchange, and you'll see you can search via keywords. And we also have filters. You can also search under the filters. And here we have our current conversations that are available for people to look at and to comment on. Now, to start a new post, you can click on Join the Conversation. This is what you'll see to join a conversation. You can put your title, find a title, put your comments and questions, add a photo. You can select a filter and then press submit. Once you've done that, I'll get notification that a post has been submitted, and then I will check that the content is suitable and then create that post so it becomes live. So, and this is of course what you will see once the post is live. So now we'll show you how easy it is to comment on an existing post. So we will have Eve to comment on an existing conversation. Thank you, Eve. And then you'll see how quickly the comments pop up. We will be commenting on the urban green funding. So we'll click on the read more. And this shows you the information about the urban greening. And at the bottom, we have a place where you can put your comments. So Eve, if you can let me know once you've actually completed your comment.
Done.
All right, so we press refresh. And there you go. automatically pops up, which is awesome. So if the comment is inappropriate, we do have the ability to delete it from the back end. So next, that is the end of how to use the Lee. So next I'll show you how to become a WALN member. As mentioned, there are areas on the website that can't be accessed unless you're a WALN member. So the easiest way to become a member is to click on one of the links that lead you to the forms to be filled out. So the Get Involved and Become a Member is one of the locations on the website which will lead you to the forms to fill out. Now I'll just do that live. So becoming a member. And this is what you'll see. So we see all of the amazing things that we can help you with once you become a member. We have access to Eve with a direct email link here. And then we have our membership categories. We can be an ordinary membership, an individual membership, or an associate member. So you say we're joining as a group today, we will click on join as a group. And then we scroll down, you fill out the information you need as much as you possibly can. To the bottom, press the submit form. And then what happens is this form will get sent to Eve and the board members, and it may take up to 3 to 5 days for approval to occur. And then you will get an email from Eve welcoming you as part of one of our members. Okay. From there, so once you've actually received your email and become a member, you can then jump on our website and check out all those amazing things that we have on offer for our members only. So this ends our section 2. Next, we'll go through the new features of the website. So the new features that were on our website is where is Landcare happening, the Knowledge Hub, the Community Calendar, the Project Bank, and the Donate sections. So from here, we will go to the About Us and where is Landcare happening. This section basically is a summary or snapshot of the regions across WA, and it outlines a summary of their area, their geography, their community groups and contacts, regional NRM organisations, First Nations groups, ranges, and also the economic or land use of the region. Now, if you know of a community group that's been missed in our lists, any of these lists, or if any information is not quite correct, please do let us know so we can actually add you to the list or make the changes required. So that is the where's Landcare happening. So the next new feature that we have is the Knowledge Hub. So this section is essentially a members only part of the website, except for the advocacy and news section, which is actually open to everybody. So all the other areas, if you're not logged in as a member, then you can still see the tiles and the topics that are covered under each of these headings, but you'll simply not be able to click in and see the content. So the advocacy and news section covers our monthly newsletter back to May 2024. And these all have interesting stories about our members, their events, their achievements, as well as any up and coming funding for the section, and so much more. So next we have the resource library. This is a members only section and has a plethora of information, and this will continually have resources and information added for members. So the resources in this section are created from the needs of our members, with topics broadly including things such as the management of differing assets, grants, governance, First Nations, and so much more. And there's a lot more fascinating topics yet to be added to this section. Next, we have submit a resource. This is where you as members can, if you find something that is you'd like to have shared on our website, if you've got something new and exciting happening, or you'd like to share something your group's been up to, like a case study, feel free to submit a resource here. And then again, once you've pressed submit, it will come to the back end, and it'll be up to myself to moderate it and decide whether the topic's appropriate before publishing online and adding it to the resource library. Next, we have we have our Landcare Checks In. Landcare Checks In and the Landcare Build Skills, both of these have topics, or the topics are actually selected from in accordance to members and network feedback and any recognised gaps that we have in the sector. These sessions will be continually added to over time, bringing greater skills and informations to our networks. So this is a Landcare Checks In. Again, you can actually search under topic word or keywords or filters. And these are the current ones we have on offer. And then if we move to the build skills, again, you can filter via keywords or the filter icons as they're all tagged. So next that's our knowledge hub. Next we move on to our events. So under the events, we have an interactive community calendar, which is new for us. So this is a members only section where member groups can create and manage their events. It's similar to other community calendars in that it's completely in the hands of the network members, where groups are in charge of any changes that are made to your events and even those last minute ones. So here there will be events posted here, and then their locations. Again, you can search events by name, suburb, or postcode. From here, we have the project bank. Now, this is where community groups can add unfunded projects that they'd like to be funded by interested people or organisations. And once submitted or once posted, WALN can actually also advocate for these projects to be funded when we're actually advocating for funding for the section or for the sector. So from here, we can submit a project. Again, what we do here is you put as much information as you possibly can under the description, any resources that you'd like to include, and include an address, and also whether any of the filters are relevant to your project. So that would be submit a project. Again, once it's submitted from the back end, we will approve it before it becomes live. Next, we have the actual project bank. So once we've approved the project from the back end, it shows up in this section here of the project bank. Now, this idea came from Landcare Tasmania, of which we're very thankful for. And only WALN members can actually submit projects to be displayed on the website, and only WALN members can see the details for each project. However, other people can see project titles, location, and funding status, as you can see here. These are just a couple of examples that we have for example projects that we can use. Now, next, or again, you click into the buttons there that'll show you a bit more detail. And next, under Project Bank, we have Invest in Community Landcare. Now, this section is open to everybody, and every donation is greatly appreciated. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple process. So you just have to select your donation frequency, the donation amount, press continue, and then that'll move you on to the payment details section. So finally, we have added a donate section, and this is also where we're inviting people to donate to the Landcare cause for our state. It's a very simple process. We click on the amount, again, the frequency and the amount, and then again you press continue, which takes you through to payment. So that ends our tour for the new section. And next we will go through what's left of our website. So I'll go through all those areas that we haven't actually covered before, and starting at the Landcare Network logo, this is our landing page. So when you scroll down, you'll see a summary of different areas that you can access in the website. So we scroll down, it's like who we are, here are our members, any events up and coming, how to access the Leaf and log in through there, how to find a local Landcare group. If you've got any photos, we're always looking for new photos to add to our website, and I'm sure that you would love to see your members demonstrated or displayed here on our website. So I really encourage you to submit some photos. We'd really appreciate that. We also have the latest news, and then here is another location where you can actually become a member. All you have to do is click on whichever member section you choose and go through the process as previously discussed. And then also we've got our newsletter. You can sign up for one of those. So that is our first section. And then about us, this comes down to our story. This is all about Landcare and WALN. So the Our Story is the background of WALN, and actually gives you some details about how we formed and how many members we have and what we aim to do. Next, we have the evolution of Landcare. So this is how Landcare has evolved over time in WA. So this is, I'll let you guys read that later on, but a very interesting read on how things have progressed. Next, we have our people. So this is who our members are, they've found. Oh, sorry, no, this is who our people are. So these are our board members, such as, we'll start off with our board members, our chair. If you want to know more about each of these people, you just click on the read bio, and also you can email them if you would like to. So we'll scroll down. These are our board members, and then we come to our employees. So this is Jacqueline. She's our Chief Executive Officer. We have Eve, who's our Members Service Manager, myself, who's the Leaf, and Leonie, who is our Finance Officer. Next, we have our annual reports. So we have all of our annual reports available for viewing all the way back till 2018, 2019. This shows you what our organisation has achieved over each of those years. Next, we've got get in touch. So if you want to get in contact with any of us, please feel free to write a message here, or if it's really urgent, my number is here to respond to you. So that's about us. Next, we move on to the members, and this shows you where our groups are found. So here we have a list of all of our groups in Western Australia, and each of these groups have a little tree icon. You can either search by name, suburb, postcode, or under the filters that we have here. So once you click on one of these, you'll see that you'll get a little bit of information about each of these groups. So yeah, you can get a bit of information, contact details, etc. Next, we go to a list of our members. So under our members, we have the list that shows you all of our members broken down into the ordinary members, associate members, and individual members. Now, where some of these people have websites, there are links here that are active that you can actually link into those members and find out a little bit more about them. Next, we go into get involved. So this is basically gives you the what our members actually get. So if you become one of our amazing members, what's in it for you? So we have our newsletters, we have our Lee, we have all of the Landcare checks in and build skills, as well as insurance. And you get representation from the state and national levels as well. Next, we have insurance. So becoming a member for WALN, you have the opportunity to joining into our insurance scheme where we work in partnership with Sonata Insurance Services. And if you're interested in that, the information is on this section. And then connect with a local group. So here is similar to the Where Are My Groups in that you can search by name, suburb, postcode, or with filters. And again, we have our little map of WA, which shows you where all of our groups are. Next, we have the events. So under the events, we have WALN events. So if we've got anything coming up, then we will have something posted here. And if you want more information about the events, then we've got Eve's email here so you can make contact. Next is the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame is where our legends of Landcare live. So we have, it goes back to 2023, and we have pictures and bios of all of our nominees. And basically this shows you, we have pictures from the nights, we have the information on each of the nominees. And as I mentioned, goes back to 2023. And that essentially is the end of our tour. That is everything we have in our website. And there we go. We would also love to thank our funding bodies for making this project possible. So our funding bodies are the State NRM, Lottery West, and the National Landcare Network. Thank you guys for helping us achieve what we do. And I look forward to seeing you all on our website. Thank you very much.